Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take interesting sources and, well, pull out the key knowledge for you nice and quick.
Making it easy to digest.
Exactly. So today, we're looking at some material from the Everyday English Practice podcast. We want to find practical tips for, improving your daily English.
Yeah, we've got some dialogue examples, real life stuff, and also advice on how to actually start thinking in English, which is a big one.
Right. And the mission for you listening is simple. Get some actionable techniques, things you can actually do to boost your English skills, but in a fun way, without getting totally bogged down.
Spot on. Think of it as us doing the homework for you. We've sifted through these bits to find the really valuable insights. Things you can apply right away to feel, well, a bit more confident, maybe more fluent.
Real strategies, not just like grammar rules out of context.
Precisely. No abstract theory today.
Okay, let's get into the first part then, learning English just by looking at these everyday scenarios. It kind of makes intuitive sense, right?
It really does. Forget just lists of words. This is about how people actually talk.
Mm-hmm.
And what's cool is how much you can get from these simple chats. Take the 5 examples we looked at. First one, at a cafe.
Right. Ordering food and drinks.
Yeah. Someone gets a cappuccino and a cheese sandwich. Someone else an iced latte and a chicken wrap. But it's not just the words cappuccino or wrap.
No, it's the flow, isn't it? The little pauses maybe.
Yeah.
Or how they ask.
Exactly. The casual tone, maybe a slight... before ordering, those little things, they're super important for getting how natural spoken English sounds.
And they chat a bit too, right?
Yeah.
About having a busy day, working from home.
Yeah, and missing the office chat sometimes. That feeling, that mention of the cafe being quiet, it gives you the context. It's not just words, it's language with emotion.
That makes sense. Okay, what about the clothes shopping one?
So that one involves asking for a size medium, I think. Trying something on, asking about colors, blue, black, red.
Standard stuff.
Pretty standard, yeah. And then paying $25 with a card. But again, beyond the obvious vocabulary, clothes, sizes, colors, look at the politeness.
Ah, yeah, the interactions with the assistant.
Right. Those please, thank you, excuse me moments, they're small but crucial in many English-speaking places.
You can really picture it. Okay, then asking for directions. That seems very direct.
Super practical. How do I get to the train station? Go 2 blocks, turn right, it's on your left. Simple, clear.
And they added that it's near the museum, like 5 minutes away. Helpful context again.
Exactly. It shows how you give information efficiently. You don't need long, complicated sentences sometimes.
True. What about the hobbies conversation? What stood out there?
Well, I liked how they sort of discovered things about each other. Reading, painting, football, movies.
Yeah, and then they dug a bit deeper, like what kind of movies? Action, comedy, romance, drama.
Right, or mentioning reading at night to relax. It's those little details that build connection. And the football bit, someone's a Manchester United fan.
Ah, okay. So specific interests pop up.
Yeah, it shows how conversation flows naturally from general topics to more personal things. It's not just listing hobbies, it's, building rapport.
Okay, and the last one, planning the weekend.
Oh, that was a great example of teamwork, basically. Planning a beach trip.
Checking the weather, sunny Saturday, good start.
Definitely. Deciding on snacks, games, inviting friends Sam and Mia, setting a time, 10 a.m., meeting at the bus station.
And splitting tasks. That's key. Who brings the sunscreen, the speaker?
Drinks, sandwiches, everyone chips in. It really shows how much of our language is just practical negotiation and planning.
So for you listening, the point is these aren't just random chats. They're packed with useful phrases, common vocabulary.
It's like a toolkit.
Exactly. Stuff you can actually adapt and use yourself.
Yeah, by really listening to these kinds of conversations, maybe even trying to say some phrases out loud, you absorb English in context. It's way better than just memorizing words. You get a feel for the rhythm, the flow.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So that covers learning from examples. But what about the internal stuff? That idea of actually thinking in English.
Ah, yes. This can feel like a big jump for learners.
Definitely. Moving away from translating everything in your head.
Right. But the everyday English practice material offers some really practical baby steps, you could say. Things you can actually start doing.
Okay, break it down for us. What's the first step?
The first tip is super simple. Use English for your immediate, simple thoughts, like internally.
So instead of thinking in your own language, I need to check my messages, you just think it in English.
Exactly. Think, I'm checking my messages, or I'm reading the news. Just those little everyday mental notes.
It seems almost too simple. But I guess it's about building that direct connection. bypassing the translation step.
Precisely. You're building a new habit, a direct pathway. Thought to English.
Okay, what's next?
Talking to yourself in English.
Out loud. Or
It can be, or just silently in your head, as the source points out. Things like, okay, I'm going to make tea now, or, this is a nice day.
I could see people feeling a bit weird doing that, talking to themselves.
Yeah, I can feel a bit awkward at first.
Yeah.
But the trick is to see it as, like, your private rehearsal space. No judgment.
Low stakes practice.
Exactly. And starting silently is a good way to ease in. Just you and your thoughts, but in English.
Makes sense. Then there was naming things around you.
Yep, just looking around and labeling things in English in your head, or even quietly out loud. Table, chair, lamp, window, car, tree.
So that reinforces vocabulary through direct association with the object.
Right. Constant, simple reinforcement. Another tip is thinking in short, simple sentences.
Like what?
Like, I like the song. He is my friend. The sun is hot. Really basic structure.
Why short sentences?
Because it helps you get comfortable with the fundamental English sentence structure, subject, verb, object, without worrying about complex grammar yet. It builds a foundation.
Learning to walk before you run.
Then there's watching English media, movies, shows, whatever, and repeating short sentences or phrases you hear.
Mimicking.
Yeah. It helps with pronunciation, rhythm, even speaking speed over time. You're actively engaging, not just passively listening.
Okay, practical. What else?
Changing your phone's language to English.
Ooh, that's a clever one. Total immersion via your Talkit.
It really is. All those menus, notifications, app interfaces, suddenly they're all constant little English lessons throughout the day. You absorb a lot passively.
Yeah, because we look at our phones so much. Okay, nearly there. The mirror.
Right, using a mirror to practice speaking, actually talking to your reflection.
Pretending to have a conversation.
Kind of, yeah. It might feel odd, but it can really build confidence. You see yourself speaking English, your expressions, how you look. It makes it feel more real and can reduce nerves for actual conversations.
Like a rehearsal, again.
Exactly. And the final, maybe most important tip.
Let me guess. Be patient.
You got it. Be patient and keep going. Learning to think in a new language takes time. It's a skill that develops with practice, consistency.
You'll slip back into your native language sometimes, and that's okay.
Totally normal. The key is just to keep trying, keep integrating these little practices. They're designed to be manageable, not overwhelming.
Right. Fitting into your day without feeling like this huge extra task.
Exactly. It ties back to that mission of giving you usable strategies without the overwhelm.
Okay, so let's tie this all together then.
Yeah.
What are the big takeaways for someone listening who wants to improve their English based on this?
Well, I'd say two main things. First, really appreciate the power of learning from real, everyday conversations. They offer so much more than just words. You get context, flow, natural usage.
Don't just rely on textbooks, basically.
Yeah.
Listen to how people actually talk.
Exactly. And second, that idea of thinking in English. It is achievable. It starts with small, consistent habits like the ones we discussed. Naming things, short sentences, talking to yourself.
These little steps add up.
They really do. It's about building that mental muscle gradually.
Okay, so here's something to leave you with, a final thought. What if you picked just one of these thinking in English techniques? Maybe just one.
Like naming things on your desk every morning.
Yeah. Or trying that one simple thought in English on your way to work. Just one small thing done consistently. How might that start to subtly shift how you relate to English over, say, a few weeks or months?
It's worth experimenting with, right? See what happens.
Absolutely. Give it a try. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.